pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Milwaukee, where the Bucks will be going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. For Los Angeles, they've had their moments this season. There have been some real bright spots to help them get to the 5th best mark in the Western Conference. And tonight, Danilo Gallinari takes the floor. Has the height of a power forward, the game of a small forward. Kenny, what does he give this team?
Scoring efficiency. You know, lots of threes, lots of free throws, lots of versatility.
Impressive skill level for his size. Can shoot from a standstill and put the ball on the floor.
That does it for us. Kevin Harlan with a call, and we will see y'all later.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Clippers coming in from out of town for this one, an interconference game today. Welcome, everybody. Glad you decided to spend your Thursday night with us here at 2K Sports. Joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And with us tonight, the author of the 700-page book of basketball, a must-read, Bill Simmons.
It's great to be here, and everyone wants me to rewrite that book, but I don't have it in me. So much has changed in basketball over the last 9 years. I got to redo my Hall of Fame pyramid, but I can't sit down and do it, Kevin. I think it's going to last.
How long did it take you to write that book?
It was 3 years of my life, and I was younger. Now it would just be coffee all day, trying to stay awake for it.
But a New York Times bestseller for multiple weeks.
It was number one.
Right.
Yeah, it was great. And it taught me that I knew people love basketball. And I think we've seen this decade as basketball has just blossomed into something much bigger than I think it's ever been. I can tell with the book, people liked it.
Taking a look at Milwaukee, a superb ball club playing a great brand of basketball. #1 record right now in the NBA.
And I think for Milwaukee, they're well above the position they were expected to be in at this stage. Now the question becomes, can they keep it up in the playoffs?
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game in the postseason. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure how well suited they are for playoff basketball, but we will find out soon enough.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Ivica Zubac is out there with Gallinari. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in at the point guard position.
Boy, he reads the defense well, makes a nice adjustment. Very dependable.
And you look at the talent level, Bill, for the Bucks, very high. Some people felt they underachieved last season. What do you think?
Well, they had some coaching issues. And by issues, I mean they barely had a coach. And this year they have addressed that and tried to get a more competent coach. But, you know, I think when you fire a coach midseason, then you bring in a new point guard midseason, you have a young player who's not quite ready to be a super-duper star yet. it was predictably rocky. I thought they should have beaten the Celtics in the first round. They just kind of weren't ready to do it yet, and they got outcoached.
Great analysis. Antetokounmpo with the ball. He had 19 points in the win against Houston.
And no one on defense could stay in front of him. He continually got pummeled and kept getting back to the stripe.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. 5 on the clock. Gallinari with the rebound. The Clippers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Bill, you've done quite a few player interviews over your life, and I'm sure there are some guys that have surprised you with what they've got to say.
Yeah. I think we're in a really cool generation with basketball players where they're these really thoughtful guys who aren't afraid to share stuff. You know, some of the guys try to protect their images and their kind of their manufactured reputations, I would say, to some degree, but for the most part, the candidness of some of these guys, you can't hide on a podcast. If I have you for an hour, you're not going to be able to dodge stuff. You're going to have to talk.
You challenge people, which is that's the beauty of the podcast.
Well, and I don't have notes, so I do it. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and we're going. And you got to be ready.
That's how Larry King used to do it.
Yeah. So some guys are ready. Like Durant was great. Durant was ready to talk, and we did 5 podcasts, and everything's on the table with him. But my favorites are, somebody like Kyrie came in, really smart, kind of sort of ready to go, but not totally, but then got into it. And those are usually the best ones.
So here's Gallinari following the bucket by the Bucks. The Clippers need to get off a shot.
And make no mistake, George Hill is a two-way player. Great contest there.
Antetokounmpo against Gallinari. Antetokounmpo, no good. I want to get back to what we were chatting about, Bill, with how today's NBA players are so media ready, whether it be interviews or social media. Your take is really interesting.
I think in general, all these guys, the guys now are so used to talking to people and being in front of people, and they're not surprised by questions, and they know how to handle themselves. They know how to not get in trouble, and they're comfortable.
Maybe they've kind of grown up with you, though, too. You know what? You've been relevant for many years. Well, they've grown up with your stuff.
To be honest, a lot of them just know me as the white guy on NBA Countdown. That's like that. They might not have read me, but they remember like that year I was with Jalen Rose. But what's weird is
I think you'd be surprised more.
Well, this too. When you're on TV, the credibility you get from being on TV, I wasn't prepared for within the NBA.
Oh, really?
I think that's true. Yeah, I think it's like, oh, he's on TV, he's okay, and maybe they don't agree with you all the time, but you've passed some imaginary checkpoint with those guys.
Well, you may think that TV was your validation. This is going to be your validation.
Oh, 100%.
This is it. I'm stamping you right now.
This is better than winning a Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
The reason why is you like to get value every time down the floor, but that does take a lot of discipline.
Taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Lopez.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Hero. Williams against Hill for the 3. Williams' shot is off. Bucks trail by 3. To the paint, here's Wilson. The shot will not fall. Great tee that time from Green. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
I had a chance to catch up with Mike Budenholzer. He said the big thing is we cannot play hero ball. We've got to be unselfish and trust our offense. We'll see if they can turn the tables around and even up this season series, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David. So their focus is squarely on the opponent today, in particular that defense they have to contend with.
And I just wonder if they'll try to solve the problems this defense poses by keeping the tempo quick, trying to strike early in the shot clock.
You know, I think a more patient approach would be smart. Concentrate on shot selection and ball movement rather than tempo.
Clippers with the ball. George Hill getting it to go from deep. We've got 28 seconds left in the first quarter. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The Bucks, they won their last contest, that game against Houston. Gallinari in the corner. Over Wilson. Another one falls for the Clippers. 5 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And here's Ilyasova out. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
What a three at the horn as they end the quarter on a high note.
A little joke right at the buzzer.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Clippers lead by 1. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Already a superstar, Antetokounmpo talked about how much more he can improve.
Just trying to focus on the court. What's my next step as a basketball player? Because I know this is just the beginning. I haven't even reached my potential yet. I think I have a long way to go, and maybe one day I can be top 10. All those things. I feel like I can do that.
I think he's already a top 10 player with his skill set and physical tools, Greg. He can be an all-time great.
He's shown the dedication. I think he's only going to get better.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
I mean, really good with their post presence, and it's really allowed them to establish a physical tone here in the first.
Well, you know, in this era, everybody likes the three-point shot. I like their commitment to pounding the ball inside.
We've got Ilyasova. Frazier is out there with Wilson, and it's Connaughton in at the 3 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for Milwaukee. On Sunday, they'll head out on the road to face the Hawks in Atlanta. And then on Monday, they're off to Brooklyn to face off with the Nets.
And for the matchup with the Sixers, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
No good on the free throw. Bill, we know in your writing that you love to incorporate pop culture references. How did that begin with you?
Well, it began because in college, I was dropping them in columns and people were responding. I think pop culture probably mattered more when I was in college in the 80s and 90s because, you know, we didn't have the internet back then. It was harder to connect with people you didn't know. Basically, you had sports and pop culture and politics. Those were the 3 ways. If I'm getting to know you, what are the 3 things we're going to talk about? I didn't want to talk about politics with anybody, so the other 2 things for me were sports, pop culture. I was also an only child in the 70s with only 5 or 6 TV channels watching Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, Sanford and Son, Jefferson's, Good Times, all that stuff. And, you know, that stuff just soaks into your DNA, and that's it.
And here is Los Angeles now after the basket by Milwaukee. Williams finds Temple. Stolen away. Here's Connaughton. A 14-point game for him in the win against Houston.
And his defense was absolutely outstanding, especially his 2 blocks, which helped turn the game.
And it's Williams with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. 4-point game. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for him.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Clippers are going in a new direction. Now, Coach Doc Rivers said, we had a shot. I don't think anybody understands how hard it is to win a title. Until you do that, you're going to be frustrated a lot and have to make tough decisions. Kevin?
Well, they're trying to make the right decisions to rebuild better than before, DA. Thanks. And the first one at the line is good. Bill, the way that super teams are being put together right now, good or bad for the league?
I'm confused. I have been watching this league since I was a kid. We've always had super teams. There's never been an era where we didn't. What do people think the Jordan era Bulls were? Or what do they think the Shaq, Kobe Lakers were? And this is how the league is. I think what bothers people this time around specifically is that the Warriors won 73 games and they added Kevin Durant. Now, I get it. I get why it bothers people. On the other hand, your job as a franchise is to tilt the competitive advantage in any way you can toward your favor. They did a great job building their team. They did a great job building enough cap space for this year that everybody knew was coming. The summer of 2016, we knew the cap was going to jump. And they played it perfectly, and they got Kevin Durant out of it. He played it perfectly, too. He was on the team. He wasn't going to win the title in OKC. He wasn't going to win the title playing with Westbrook. Not to sound like a Durant apologist, but he wants to win a title and beat LeBron James. If you're going to do that, you're going to try to get on the best possible team you can.
Tony Snell's checked in for DJ Wilson. Lopez right side. In the corner, Snell with it. Over Harrell. Snell, that's good. Snell's got his third basket of the night right there. And Bill, we were discussing how teams are constructed in recent years. The changes in 2016 to cap space. How Kevin Durant landed with the Warriors.
I see the analogy that, it's like stacking a pickup game and just grabbing the best four guys and just beating people on a pickup court for 4 hours. But that's the thing, the league isn't a pickup game. The league, everyone operates by the same rules. And the Warriors,
everybody had a shot at him.
Everyone had a shot. The Celtics had a shot. He didn't want to interview with the Lakers. The Knicks had cap space. They didn't have a chance. The Wizards had cap space. He was from Maryland. They didn't want to go there. So, I think the Warriors should get a little more credit for how smart they were with everything.
First free throw is good. Bledsoe hits them both.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And the Clippers call time here.
Yeah, you need to refocus now. Momentum is running against you.
And from what I'm seeing, is too many unfavorable matchups out there on the floor.
He's checked in for Tony Snell. As we close in the start of the playoffs, let's see how the West is stacking up. We'll take a look at the Warriors. What a run they've had this year. In first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. And, of course, the Clippers down 4 spots from them.
For Los Angeles, so much has gone right for them this season. They needed some breaks to go their way, and it feels like they've gotten them all. Now they're poised for success in the playoffs.
This is when the real work starts. They've proven they can hang with any team in the league during the regular season. Pretty soon, they'll have to prove it all over again in the postseason.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Clippers trail by 12. Kicks to Harrell. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Four on the shot clock. To the middle. Stolen by Bledsoe. Well, we want to thank the sports guy for being here. Enlightening as always. Bill, what a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I hope my son was impressed. Thank you, Kevin.
I'm sure he was. And Smitty, so great to have Bill with us, a guy who's ahead of the curve creatively.
Kevin, he was a pioneer in blogging, Emmy nominated for his work on documentaries. The guy never stops thinking of new ways to produce content.
Free throw, no good for Antetokounmpo. The Clippers in the past few seasons, Greg, have completely overhauled their roster. They are making some serious changes here.
Practically nobody from the team 2 years ago is still with the franchise. It was a complete teardown, and they felt they needed to hit the reboot button. Jerry West knows what he's doing, though, and he's done this before with great success.
Shot's good by Bledsoe. Bledsoe's got the lead up to 14 now for the Bucks.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And Beverly kicks to Zubac. Antetokounmpo against Harrell. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He had 10 points in the win against Minnesota. And wrestling forth there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And so it's Milwaukee with it. On offense, here are the Bucks. They're on an 18-3 run. Here's Bledsoe. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 5th rebound in this one. Ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Bledsoe. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
Off on the timing, or it may have been a miscommunication. Either way, turnover.
Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Timberwolves at Target Center. Outside Hill. Here's Antetokounmpo. This is the fallback J.
Looking a little tentative on a very makeable shot, and this one was uncontested.
And so that brings the first half to a close. Bucks ahead as they end the second quarter with a huge surge, an 18-3 run. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, you guys were able to get the lead. What was the key to getting all those open shots?
It was just getting stops, getting rebound, and getting out of pushing, finding lanes, finding open guys.
You made the most of it, Chris. Thanks a lot. Kevin, back to you.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. DJ, Shaq, Jet. A competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. Some good action during the period, as it was just a 1-point game at the end of one. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession, so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm, as smart and as safe as they're playing. They made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
Well, they struggle in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take it down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up? Welcome back to the Great Lakes. We're back on the shores of Lake Michigan here in Milwaukee, in the buildings in the background at Sunset in Wisconsin. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. You always hear about the brotherhood of the NBA. Talk a little bit about the unique bond that you NBA players, Steve, share.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that brotherhood is something special, Kevin, because there are guys that's going through some of the same situations you've been through, especially when you get a chance to talk to some of the veterans. And then the younger guys, when you become a vet, you share all that knowledge. And then what I love about it, that brotherhood, even when you retire, you get a chance to still keep in touch. And you see the evolutions of a lot of those players' families. You see their kids grow, and you love to still be a part of that unique situation.
Setting the floor for the Clippers, we've got Gilgeous-Alexander. Ivica Zubac is out there with Gallinari. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Eric Bledsoe, Greg, one of the league's best slashers.
Yeah, he gets to the rim with regularity, and he finishes at a high rate, lives at the line. He is a nightmare in the open court.
And Eric Bledsoe drops them both. Clippers trail by 16. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, the Clippers have hit the reset button, and you wonder how that affects their head coach, Doc Rivers. Now, he seemed reluctant to lead a rebuild with the Celtics, but he's on board doing it with the Clippers. Even though the Clippers relieved him of his title of president of basketball operations in 2017, Rivers has just signed a new extension that will keep him coaching the team for the next few years. Kevin?
Well, if nothing else, DA, he has guided them through some pretty dark hours. Thank you. Basket good. Bledsoe's got 11 points.
And how about the splendid floor vision from Antetokounmpo? A good decision maker, improves his passing each and every year.
Now, here's Zubac. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Los Angeles shooting their fourth and fifth shots at the foul line in the game.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
And he knocks down the first one. He's perfect from the line this time.
Another made free throw. He can get on these kinds of rolls. Great focus.
Bledsoe outside. Lopez outside. Here's Snell. Can't get it to fall.
You know, coming out of the half, you want to set the tone for the rest of the game. But going 1 for 4 is the wrong way to do it.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. You take a look at the Bucks. What a run they've had this year, in first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. Of course, there's the Raptors right on their heels and with their sights set on gaining ground.
And right now for the Bucks, they're well above the position they were expected to be in at this stage. Now the question becomes, can they keep it up in the playoffs?
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game in the postseason. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure how well suited they are for playoff basketball, but we will find out soon enough.
Well, we've seen the growth of the G League, especially in how much it's been utilized for player development. A lot of guys going up to the NBA level. Steve, how do you think we'll see this evolve over the next 10 years?
I think the G League and its partnership with the NBA and teams has been fantastic. It's kind of similar to baseball right now in the minor leagues, and the teams have done a great job of having the flexibility to bring guys up and down. I love it for a lot of these young guys to get a chance to develop and also be a part of, I would say, the big teams.
Excellent point. Let's check out the NBA's best three-point threats. Fifth best, Gallinari.
What a percentage that is for him from three-point range this season. His deep touch is about as good as you're going to see.
Clippers trail by 16. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander and the powerful one-handed slam.
And you can tell he's hungry because that's how you eat away at a lead right there. Make some highlight reel plays and shake that defense up.
Well, Greg, you're right. Not all 2 points are the same. Not when they come on a stuff like that one.
Sometimes you want to send a message, and a message was sent. What a dunk.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
Zubac. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
That was against good defense. He tried to sneak it in, though. We've seen him do it plenty of times.
Antetokounmpo against Gallinari. And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Showing no mercy. Double-digit lead and still putting it on him.
Now, here's Zubac. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Getting into the paint, drawing contact, that's a focal point for Gallinari.
And Danilo Gallinari, a 6'10 small forward. Steve, good size for his position, obviously.
Yeah, one concern is on the defensive end. It's his foot speed. But on the offensive end, he uses that size to his advantage.
That free throw good from Gallinari.
Up and down career for Gallinari. A skilled forward with size has struggled because of health.
So both teams making some changes here. Gallinari hits them both.
Well, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Now here's Bledsoe. 13 points in the game. And Bledsoe throws it down hard.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Hammock, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Here's Harrell, lays it up off the glass.
Well, that's an excellent pass. On time, on target. Great teamwork.
Milwaukee leading by 16. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. For three, Bledsoe. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
The defense disrespected his range. He goes ahead and buries it.
Here's Temple. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Down low. A nice shot by Gallinari.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Pass to Wilson. Bledsoe for three. He can't get that one, so Los Angeles will take it the other way. There's 49 seconds left in the third. Temple the pass to Harrell. Gallinari on the wing. 5 on the clock. Outside Williams. Lets it go with a three. Hits it from three-point range. Williams has got 5 now.
Not to be denied, you see the defender closing out. Williams pays him no mind.
Here's Bledsoe. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line.
Two shots.
The free throw drops for Eric Bledsoe. Milwaukee making a switch here. He doesn't get the second one. Clippers trail by 15. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. They get it again. And it's sent back by Lopez. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. Here's Harrell. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. 6 to shoot. From the arc. They get the rebound. The layup off target. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And so it's Williams who brings it up for Los Angeles. Down by 15. George Hill out there with Frazier. Then it's Ilyasova. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Connaughton in at the 3 slot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Now here's Frazier. Following the miss by Lou Williams. Outside Hill. From down in the low post, it goes. Hill's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for Milwaukee. Here's Temple. He's guarded by Hill. And Temple kicks to Williams. To the inside. And Harrell stabs it in. When you played on the road, Smitty, just how much did you hear comments from the crowd? Home or away, but I'm guessing more on the road than at home.
Yeah, on the road you hear some interesting comments from a lot of the fans, and a lot of times I didn't want to drown it out. I wanted to hear because it fueled me, and to get a chance to, I wouldn't say engage. I would tell young players not to engage, But the one thing I would do, Kevin, when you get going, you just kind of kiss that fan, you get eye contact, and you give them that smile. And that's when I think you really attack them by your facial expression.
Good explanation. Here's Connaughton. And there's the pass to Frazier. Passes it to Connaughton. Over Gallinari. No good from Connaughton.
The defender took away the airspace, crowded him. That changed the shot.
So the wing on the left. Here's Temple. Makes it off the glass. Here's Connaughton. Timeout called the Bucks.
You know, there are certain players who just seem to have a knack for putting the ball in the basket. Lou Williams is in that category.
With some changes. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Ilyasova. Tony Snell comes in for Pat Connaughton. And Middleton subbed in for Frazier. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey guys, well, Mike Budenholzer had some advice for the team during the timeout. He told them one thing. He said, no mistakes from here on out. We've got a good lead. Don't take chances. No dumb fouls. Smart basketball the rest of the way. Guys.
Here's Antetokounmpo, count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish with the contact. And from everything you hear about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he keeps a laser focus. Basketball and his family are his sole preoccupations.
Eric Bledsoe is checked in for Milwaukee.
One shot.
And some have even compared Giannis to Kobe Bryant for his single-minded dedication, Greg, to improvement.
Yeah, you know, something of an introvert. Not a guy you'll find out on the town or schmoozing with other stars. He's content to save outside pursuits for after his playing days are done.
Shots good by Middleton.
Not sure who was supposed to close out on him. Huge defensive breakdown.
And this has been a running theme. Guys out of position, failing to contest. Just look at the scoreboard.
Bucks leading by 17. Antetokounmpo finds Bledsoe. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. The Bucks working the ball around. Back to Lopez. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Shot clock at 6. A floater. He lays it in. Antetokounmpo's got 5 points now this quarter.
Full speed ahead. I mean, they have been in control since the opening tip, and that may have sealed the deal.
Yes, and you're watching. Even this late in the game, they're still making plays. You got to love watching it.
Well, Steve, we've just come out of the first year where we saw legislation from the NBA about resting players. How do you feel about the new rules so far?
You know, I like them. I love that when you start to see these teams that was resting players on national televised games, but I think overall just resting players. I think our contract says that we play 82 games unless you're injured. And if a guy is injured, you understand. But I love the new rules that was implemented.
I agree. The free throw drops for Zubats. And Los Angeles with some changes. Jermichael Green, he's checked in for Gallinari. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Gilgeous-Alexander. He hits both from the stripe. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Milwaukee.
This is a game where the defense, steals specifically, generating a lot of opportunities.
And it created possessions for them, scoring opportunities, and that effort a big part of what will be a nice victory here tonight.
And counting tonight's game on the season, they'll now have won 57 games this year.
And this is a win they wanted badly, guys. They did not want to get swept in the season series.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Eric Bledsoe.
What you like about his coach at the offensive end today, once he got into a rhythm, he stayed focused. That's why the points just kept coming.
And Antetokounmpo swings it in.
And this is the kind of deficit it would take a miracle to overcome.
I think this whole town crowd agrees with you. They are fired up about it.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Shamet, Antetokounmpo defending, kicks it to Green. 3 on the clock. Good.
Jermichael Green with the height and the bounce to do some damage inside.
And here is Antetokounmpo. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Eric Bledsoe. Eric, a strong performance tonight. What's been the difference?
We get out in transition, trying to get defense to stop. And everybody's just playing their game.
And it showed tonight, Eric. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.